love that one song.
Welcome, welcome. And I used to have that as my ringtone. So every time I hear it, I'm thinking, oh, gotta get up my phone. Okay. I used to have that.
Okay, there. Everything is muted but us. Oh Lord. And Miss Grape Jams is up here. Hello, hello. What life? Autumn leaf. Oh, I know it's gonna sound funny. Hello, Stream Elements.
Yeah, I forgot to load my other bot, so I have to get that thing going up again, I guess.
Miss B Charming.
Hope everybody's having a good day.
Well,
busy day, but can always be worse.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah,
we could be laying flat while people throwing dirt over us.
Yeah,
I don't know if that would be bad or not.
Yeah, there's still a lot of stuff. I mean, you don't know what you could do, things that you could do in the future, people that you could help, or your family that you could help, and stuff like that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. Even though it's hot outside and everything, if you can get out and you can help your neighbor.
No, not anymore. I'll still be nice though. Now it's just I don't want to talk about it. Stuff happened.
Well, I can understand what you're saying. Okay. I mean, I know what's going on, but there's got to be another neighbor or two around that is nice.
Well, the one next to us, when he was still here, he was a really nice guy. We'd sit out there and talk and stuff.
Fence post talk.
But he ended up getting brain cancer and passing away, and his wife is not the friendliest anymore. I'll put it that way. Like I said, I don't hold anything against her or anything. It's just, it's one of those things, I guess.
Well, it's a proven fact. And me and the wife, we've had talks about this, and she don't like it. But a proven fact is men pass before wives. Okay. I'm in the process right now. I'm trying to prepare my wife for when I am not here. What to do, how to do things, what type of people to watch out for. That right there is the number one thing. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Debbie, thank you for being a member for 5 months. I appreciate it.
Oops. And, I'm going to be gone. But I've always said this right here. If anything happens to one of my family members or something like that, I'm coming back from the grave. I'm going to haunt them people.
Yeah, those asking about my truck is still at the mechanic's place. He said that schedule wise, it'll be the end of next week before you get to it. If there's by chance he gets something done, he will go and work on mine before he works on anybody else's. So He said he'd get it to me as quick as possible. What that means, who knows?
Hello, Miss Susie D. I hope you are having a wonderful afternoon.
Come on.
Well, now, you know, people's going to have a wonderful afternoon. They up on our show tonight. Hello, Miss Lake and Bigfoot. I got to hesitate because I know what I'm wanting to say, but Bushcraft keeps wanting to come out instead of Bigfoot. Bushcraft and Bigfoot. That could be a new name right there.
Yeah, and I just asked and like I said, he's from that, and he says he hasn't heard about it. But anyway, Jeff brought up earlier that when we were getting ready for the live to start, that the UK is going to start fining people and arresting them if they use too much electricity.
Wait a minute, is 15 minutes up yet?
No.
Well, hold on. I don't want you to get in trouble.
Well, like I said, I have friends that live there, and he has the house and everything. He's an actual truck driver, and he says he's never heard of it. So I don't know. I don't know if it was a hearsay thing, and
could be
what I heard of it is somebody emailed the other YouTuber this.
Yeah. I'm not going to say the name of the other YouTuber. So.
And everybody knows what today is. And usually this time every year, there's a question that comes up. What were you doing when that happened? You know, when did you remember this? And I was actually busy canning green beans and yellow wax beans. I mixed them together so they would green beans and yellow wax beans. And my wife had come yelling in here saying there was a boom boom in one of the towers, because that's what everybody thought first. And then sat down and watching it. She was feeding my son bananas, and we seen the first, or not the first one, but the second airplane hit.
What Life said he was 13 years old on that day. My God, we old. Because I was at work in my dump truck, and it come across the radio. Yeah, I don't know why.
It's weird how you remember that, and it's kind of because every year they tell you to remember it. Kind of, what were you doing during that time, and this and that.
They want you to remember on kind of all, I'm gonna say heroes, okay, on count of so many people from that day are not here. I would like to come straight out and say it, but I can't. You know.
Oh, thank you, Sharon, for that super chat. I really appreciate it. There it is. Thank you.
And I mean, it's like, oh Lord, Now I'm going back in time. I had just bought my second car and I was sitting inside of getting a feel of the seats and everything and so forth. And a break come across the radio there. Elvis Presley died.
Oh, 77? Or was it
Yeah.
78?
I think it was 77.
Yeah, there's so much that happened in those 2 years. I get them mixed up a lot
Mm-hmm.
because we had that really bad winter for those up here that know about that winter.
Oh, it wasn't just up there. It was down here. We had ice storms down here.
Well, we had like over 6 feet of snow
We
where
had,
we lived in our, because I was with my grandpa at the time, and
well,
that's
now,
where I tell the story that we had to bust out of the metal roofing and push me out so I could shovel the snow, because if you have a wood stove and you don't have air circulation, um, you won't be able to start a fire inside that wood stove, which it was a coal stove, but same difference. You can't start a fire because it was sealed all the way up to the 6 foot roof. And so I got shoved out one of the panels and I had to shovel snow until I got to the door, and then we could go out and clear the windows and stuff so
mm,
that the wood stove would start, or the coal stove.
well, now I think it's the same year. It may have been another year, but I was watching the news and they had record breaking snows for that city. And it was snow above the ground floor window. And
Probably
they was
Buffalo.
doing a live stream and somebody and people was jumping out their windows so they could get to the store.
Yeah, I bet you a lot of people did that.
Hey, that's
Um,
when the snowmobiles, you couldn't find them. Everybody had snowmobiles in the city, like New York,
yeah,
Chicago, places like that.
yeah, 77.
77.
Yeah. But
God,
yeah,
they,
77 was a lot of stuff happened then.
yep. Let's see. Me and the wife got married in 80. We met in 79. Damn. Yeah, from 77 to 80. I had some exciting things happen to me. What was you doing when the Challenger went up
Um,
and it went boom up in the sky?
that was in 84, wasn't it? Or 85.
I think it was 85.
Um, no comment.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I
I
was
was,
doing something I shouldn't be doing.
yeah, well, we've all been down that road. But I was getting ready for work. I had just got out of the shower,
Hey, stop it.
blinds wide open. I live in the trailer park. I'm in the living room getting dressed, turned the TV on, and as it went up in the air, it went kaboom.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
know,
remember watching it because I didn't watch it live. The rest of the school did, though.
wait a minute, you was in school then?
Yeah,
Let's see, 80.
that was actually my last time in school too,
Mm,
because I had got kicked out for
you know,
punching the teacher.
Man, I'm not even gonna go there. I
Yeah,
done
darn
my,
it.
I
Oh,
done my assistant principal.
14 minutes.
Huh?
I was just joking, YouTube. I wouldn't do such a thing.
Yeah, okay, I'll shut up. I'll hush up. Ah, guess what come in the mail for me today? I'm gonna show it without the contents here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And see, I bought it for another one, and the one I bought it for will not fit, and this one is not adjustable. So,
Yeah, they're made, they're supposed to be made right for the item that you're using it for.
well, my compact will fit it, but the other one won't. It's not a compact. It's
Huh.
a 17 and 1. Yeah, it's a S&W.
Hi, Grace. Well, we made it to the 15-minute mark.
Okay, wait a minute.
I don't know
I got
how well we made it, but we're here.
I got to address Tennessee Ridge Runner right quick. No, I found out that if you use that glue in the can, that it will work also. You know, I mean, compared to the price of the blue pills and a can of that foam, it comes out a lot cheaper. And let me tell you something, during the summer, you got to be careful of knot holes. Make sure there ain't a bee nest in there.
Yeah, that's been happening a lot. Internet been going down.
Yeah,
Okay, one
mine.
one of the things I want to talk about is kind of Michigan-ish, Ohio stuff going on. And again, hold on. This is just hearsay. So I don't know, like I'm not expert or anything like that or all that stuff, but one of the things,
I was just fixing to say that.
what?
But put your banner up.
Yeah, well, don't want to put it on there until after the 15 minutes. uh, One of the things that was brought up, and there's quite a different stories on this. Northwestern Ohio has a certain base. It's a um, F-16s, and there were talks that it was, uh, and this is at nighttime. This would have happened Sunday night or Monday morning ish, and a F-16 was after something and had issues and had to eject its uh, fuel tanks. Nothing. There was no damage or anybody hurt, evident, or that's what they said. But there has been a lot of different stories since then. One thing, they were in hot pursuit of something that came from Michigan down here because they cover the north area, and they were in hot pursuit of something and had issues to where they had to bail their tanks. Now,
Now,
I don't, like I said, I don't know if, because like I said, the story has changed and there's different reports, and it's hard to actually get true anything true from anything media anymore.
write what down?
Don't
Oh
know.
no,
They
Grace
were,
told me to write it down. I'm trying to figure out what
oh,
down.
but they were in pursuit of something that that was coming from Michigan.
Now I've not heard nothing about that. Could the what they was in hot pursuit about was it round?
I don't know.
Okay.
There is no nothing about the pursuit anymore. It's just they had some technical difficulties and had to um, release their tanks. That's it now. That's the whole story. Um, and this is a hundred
Hello.
180th base. It's in Toledo Express Airport, and it happened Sunday. I don't know if it was at nighttime. And this is
Pennsylvania.
like I said, it's 180th fighter wing, and they said it experienced emergency and had to eject its fuel tanks, two of their fuel tanks. See, now it's changed again. It was one tank. Now they're saying two tanks, and that's the thing. There's going to be so many stories about this stuff. And like I said, the story has changed from when I first heard about it, because being in Ohio, we hear about it first, and then it's changed so much.
I'd like to know what source you getting your news from, because down here, I mean, there's stuff happening. It seems like once, twice a week, but you don't hear nothing about it. Now there was what last week before last. It was about 5 helicopters, and I'm talking heavy helicopters flying treetop level.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I
that's
could have hit them with a slingshot.
that's the thing. It's working as it's supposed to. You're not supposed to know about that stuff. You're only supposed to know how bad Trump is. That's all you're supposed to hear about in the news.
Look here, and yeah,
The other stuff um, you pick up from local, and then that local will change after it's picked up from the next stage up.
but the bad thing about it is local reports of what they're told to report. Do you know that?
Yeah,
And I know that.
it depends though. They will actually go out and get it, and if they don't get the um, disapproval from their main source, meaning who
Yeah.
pays them, they will run it because they have to be first to getting that stuff out. And then all of a sudden it changes, and that's because the bigger news said don't touch it.
Hello, Bluegrass sweetheart. I'm glad you dropped in today. I hope you having a good day.
And that's the thing. And I keep saying it's not fear mongering or anything like that. I don't know. Even if it was something, it's oh no, the world's going to come to an end. You ain't going to do nothing about it.
You got it right.
There's no. If you're scared about it, that is on you. It's not the person who's reporting on it. If you say there's something fear mongered on this or that, that that's on the person who's listening to it. If they're scared, that's on them. And one of the things the main thing is I wanted to get on is something that has been brought up again that I mentioned in May that I thought was extremely, I don't know if it's funny or this is a problem we have. And what I'm to get to is now you got to read between the lines because I'm not allowed to say certain words. It's about the Gold Gate Bridge. Um,
Again,
each year, 30 people decide to delete themselves off that bridge.
really.
Okay. Yep. So, what do? We spend $400 million to put nets on there. So it stops them from doing this, which I I
I want to say something to
I
that.
won't talk about that part of it, but they spent $400 million to put these nets. Now, we'll look at it a different way. This bridge was built in 1937 and it cost $700 million of today's money to build that. And it took them 4 years to do it. Now, to put nets on the bridge, it cost $400 million and it took them 6 years to do it.
6 years.
Yep. Now, the thing is, they spent that $400 million for 30 people a year. How much can that $400 million would, if you put it in programs to help people that have these, thoughts that they want to delete themselves, how much of that money, how many people do you think that would help? That $400 million.
Dig Deep Ministry posted something I think you may want to read.
Yeah, you can, as long as it's not a worse channel than mine. um, but yeah, that's the thing. That's the thought process of our government right now is we'll spend a whole bunch of money to put nets on a bridge instead of helping the people. What it makes no sense. And how long are those nets going to last? Because they're actual nets, and they put them up there with brackets and everything, and they're going to actually um, have to repair and paint and all that other stuff for that, and they're going to be putting more money into that. And what happens to the people instead of you know jumping off and deleting themselves, running into traffic and not only deleting themselves but also harming other people in the process? Instead of fixing the problem before it's you know before they get to wanting to jump off a bridge, let's just put more money into you know bridge work. It makes no sense to me. And there's so many programs like that or things that we are the government, not we, but the government is doing instead of fixing the problem before the main problem. Look at the money we're sitting there sending over to another country. Um, more than likely, I would say $200 billion easy, even though they said it's not that. But, and the majority of that money is not going where it's supposed to be going in the first place. But that's beside the point. Look how much money $200 billion could do for how many different programs over here, because we're the ones that are paying for this. It's not like, oh, Biden or any of them that voted for this. None of it's coming out of their pocket, because when they pay a tax, they are actually using those little loopholes so they don't have to pay taxes. So I doubt any of them is actually paying any of that. They probably are making money off of it.
This phone is ticking me off. Yeah. If you really want to get right down to it, look at this right here. Look how much Biden has sent overseas to another country. And then break it down and look how much he gave the homeowners in Hawaii. I think it's what, $700? That ain't even enough for a month.
If they can prove it's their property. How do you prove something's your property if you have no paperwork?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Seriously, how do you prove that? You have to go down to the title office and hope they have a copy of it. If they don't, you don't own it. Stop knocking stuff down.
If the office didn't get burnt up.
Yeah. Or if there is no records there anymore.
Right. I mean, he thought about, well, he didn't. His staff thought about this, and I'm pretty sure, let's say out of 100, maybe 60 of them will not get it.
Oh, it's a lot more than that.
Well, I was just trying to round it off because let's face it, I've not gotten into none of this in about a year or so. Okay. But I'm sure, like Bushcraft said, there's going to be more than 60 people who won't get it.
Yeah. There's a lot. And I've seen, some of the reporters, not reporters for a news company, but private reporters that do YouTube and stuff, and a lot of them have switched over to gimme stuff now, which is because they get so big, and then it's like they kind of don't pay attention to who made them big.
I gotta figure out who Ann is.
And when he first started reporting, he did a very good job. But then it was like, this video is sponsored by so and so, which is fine. But when I've got so much great news to tell you, but wait, we have this, and it's a sponsor from this. And if you could do this over here so I can get some coffee, and do that so I can get that.
Well, to begin with,
20 minutes, and then we can start with the video.
Well, to begin with, if they paying over $5 for a cup of coffee, I ain't helping no damn burn body to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, go to a store. Come on, go to a convenience store. Buy you $1 cup of coffee.
Do
It's
they
going to
have
taste
those
bad.
anymore?
Well, look, that's a figure of speech. Okay,
Well, I haven't bought coffee for a long time, so I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's a little over $1 a cup now. And from what I've heard, them $5 cup places are worse
Oh,
tasting than the convenience store coffee.
oh, the pinkity dinkity places.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go there. And I saw it was a little bit back in the chat, and the lady is right. The best thing any of us can do at this point is to get right with Jesus, because all this, it's going to happen. There ain't a thing we can do to stop it. And if you're scared, just go ahead and crawl back up underneath that rock. Because it's in the Bible. It's going to happen. It will happen. There ain't a thing we can do about it. And hello, Nuthouse.
Only worry about the things that you can control.
Exactly. Your garden, how
Yeah.
messed up your house is, yeah,
fixing
whatever.
fixing your toilet.
Yeah. I'm leaving that alone. But I mean, we cannot take care of the world, but we can take control of who. Well, I don't even know about that no more, because I started to say we can control who goes into office.
Yeah,
But
we used to.
yeah, right. I don't know if we can do that anymore or not.
See,
You know, it,
when somebody wins, as much as there is people in this country,
how is that even possible?
yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
there's a bunch of dead people that came out to vote. That's all I can say. Or aliens. And I ain't talking about
Yeah,
next subject.
we don't want to talk about that.
Next subject.
Yeah,
But y'all get where I'm coming from.
yeah.
I'm sick and tired of it. I really am.
Oh,
And
McDonald's has $1 cup of coffee. Oh, senior discount. Okay.
well, I'm for that. I done passed that mark.
Yeah,
Some
that's
grape jams. I'm gonna tell you what. I do remember that there was a write-up about a dog. I cannot remember where it was, but they voted. The dog voted.
okay. Next thing is, I'm sure everybody's seen the video where
Oliver.
Biden is
Oh.
Oliver. No, Biden.
No,
the guy.
never mind. Yeah.
Biden
Keep
was
going.
doing a press conference, and everybody knows by now that he has certain questions he asks, and he already knows the answer to, because it's all staged so that he doesn't look like himself. I'll put it that way. So evidently he misplaced the list or whatever. So he started rambling, and he says, "Well, I got to go to bed," and he was all over the place in this video. And they actually said, they come out and say, "Oh, that's it. No more questions. It's over," to get him to shut up.
Well, I've got to admit one thing. I do not like the man. Cannot stand the man. The man is an asshole. I'm sorry if that offends some people. If it does, bye. I do not watch his videos. I can't even stand to look at it. And the woman that comes on during the day, the White House brief conference, I wish somebody would hit her with a pie. I can't. I like Biden more.
They don't have these anymore, do they? They have somebody else up there. Because I haven't seen anything for a good while.
Oh, she just done one today, earlier.
Oh, did she? I don't know. I haven't seen any for a good while.
Yeah. She does one every day. You know, yeah.
Yeah, that was another one.
Wait a minute, I missed that. Boy, his wife's got him wrapped tight, ain't she?
It's not the wife.
No, it ain't the wife. We all know that.
Yeah. I mean, she's being told what to do too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many clips of Biden being, you know, you would feel sorry for somebody that was in a retirement home because he couldn't take care of himself because, you know, old age and whatnot. But the fact that he's the actual president and nobody does anything. It's like, I don't see anything. Now go back a few years. Somebody else is president. If they did this, they'd be forcing doctors to examine him and take IQ tests and all of this other stuff.
Well, I'm going to put it like this. There are people well above his grade. We do not know who they are.
Oh, no.
And they are the ones who is controlling all this. Plain and simple. And something else that's going on in the news, I'm watching clips of it. I'm not watching the whole thing. So forgive me if I mislead anybody.
Dang it.
The vice president, she is being prepped for the next stage.
Yes.
Now.
That's not going to work. Nobody even, she hasn't done anything.
Well, that's true.
She can't have, everybody that works for her quits.
Yeah.
It's not that they get fired or anything. They quit because they can't stand her.
But then again, she wasn't elected. She was just placed. Okay. Now, if something happens, which I think something is fixing to happen to the man, she steps up. And she's not going to get voted in. She's going to be elected in by the officials. And that redheaded witch, she's running for office again. Yeah, I tell you what, I hope she breaks a leg.
Well, no. You don't
wish I could have said something else, been a lot worse.
Well, you don't wish bad on people, even how bad they are.
But
you just let them be themselves, and that usually takes care of it.
It ain't so far. Well, but you know,
it will eventually when it comes time for her to answer, it'll come down to it.
But how many people's going to have to suffer between now and then? And that falls in the category of what I was fixing to say. God, Jesus and his people, they win in the end.
Yeah.
You know, just stay right, stay straight with Jesus, and you'll live in eternity. But you walk with the wrong people, you're sure to die. And I can't say it no plainer than that. And if I get hate mail, I'll delete it. Ginger Ninja, you so right. But 99% of people have no idea what bless your heart means. They Nut House, there is not a perfect person on this earth today. Okay. There wasn't but one perfect person on this world. And he died so everybody could have a chance to get into heaven. You know, there's not a day that don't go by I don't sin. But when I lay down at night, you know, I try to make an amends. So therefore, if I do not wake up here, when judgment day it comes, I do not want to hear the words depart from me. That scares me more than anything.
Did you hear about what stuff that's going on in California?
Oh God.
Burbank.
What now? California is so damn messed up. They don't have a perfect day, period.
Sorry, Peanut, but bringing up your state there.
Wait a minute. Peanut lives in California. Dude, you need to get out there.
Anyway, the mayor, the city mayor, was, and this is at a
Let me mute myself.
he was spanked by a trans person.
Yeah, man, come on.
For a fundraiser.
I'm done.
And he's a Democrat. But like I said,
spank him like my principal used to spank me with that damn wooden paddle.
It wasn't a paddle.
No, I said if I was to spank him, it would have been with a wooden paddle.
Oh,
he wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah, it was one of those fancy ones that they use for. Anyway, that's beside the point. I don't.
Don't get sidetracked. Come on, I'm the only one that's allowed to do that.
The fact is that this was for a charity that they were doing this for. And it doesn't make, like I said before, that it doesn't make a difference. Both of them, you can like the Republican people that are in office. That's your thing. Ain't none of them worth a lick, if you ask me, because how does all these Republicans not stop Biden from doing what he's being a president, for one thing? Because there's no way that person should be running a country, let alone a Kool-Aid stand. And why is it that Republicans are not doing something about it? Because you know dang well if it was Trump, Democrats would be all over it. And I think that because there's always the Republican, Democrat, Republican, they're all the same thing. They're every one of them are the problem. Until we get rid of those, and I'm not saying in a bad way, the right way we're supposed to be doing it, even though it's not working. Um, we keep putting them back in there, and there's the biggest problem right there. And
You know,
a lot
I,
of people love our our Republican, for our state is wonderful. He does wonderful things, but how does he overlook what's going on?
I said this quite a few times before 45 left office. Right now, the Democrats are the ones on the hot seat. Okay. Every time you turn something on, it's about the Democrats. Well, quit looking at just the Democrats and start looking at some of these Republicans. Okay. Now, I don't care if the person is a Democrat, if he's a Republican, or if he is an independent.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they are for the people and wanting to pull this country together, I'm for them. I don't give a flip who they are.
Yeah,
Okay, but yeah,
that's what
mm,
I was. Everybody asked me, "You're Republican? Are you Democrat?" And no. Oh, you're a Democrat then? No, I don't put either one. They try to get me to put one or the other down.
we'll
But when
see.
it's time for me to go in and vote, I vote for the person. I don't vote for what color or anything. Majority of the time, it's one sided because I believe in the same things that they say they believe in.
Well, see, there's a Democrat right now running for president, which if 45 gets knocked out, I'm voting for him. Because he believes in the same stuff that Trump did.
Well,
Or
he says he
yeah,
believes.
well, until he can be proven wrong, we have to go by what we read and what we see and
Well,
everything.
that's the
Until
thing. That's just like I tell everybody. You got to do research and don't go to CNN to do your
oh
research
hell no,
or Fox because they're going to tell you what they've been paid to tell you.
exactly. Now Fox used to be good. Don't get me wrong. I used to watch
No,
it all the
I've
time.
never seen a good news company and not for 30, 40 years. Because it used to be if you reported something that wasn't true, you didn't have a job anymore and you couldn't get a job anywhere else.
I remember them days.
Because
Hell, I
it
lived
used
in
to
them.
be, and you got fired. There was a lot of big time people that got fired for reporting something that wasn't quite true. And as soon as it came out, boom, they were gone. Now they go way over the truth and
Hello,
just
Paranormal Highway.
start blabbing what they want to blab and that people just eat it up.
Well, that's true. I mean, yeah, you've got to get in there. You got to do your research and everything. And what I've been told and what I have seen, I don't know if I was to bring this guy up, if it would get you in trouble. So I'm not bringing his name up.
Yeah.
But
And the latest thing here, see how I can. see how I can do this. On certain land,
I've been like this.
on certain land that you can go and hunt, they're wanting it to make it illegal to use anything that has lead in it. So not only are they going after
Anything?
people that carry things, they're starting to go after hunters now. People that go hunting on these lands.
Peanut, I agree with you 100%.
This is the next stage of, getting the Second
Amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they
Eric,
coming after one way or another, and they will not stop until they get what they want. And y'all just remember this right here. I've said it, and a bunch of other people have said it. We give up our Second Amendment, it's over.
Yeah.
I know you cringed about what I was fixing to say, and I stopped.
I don't like bringing up that stuff when you talk about I usually just say the second, not the other stuff, because
Okay.
Yeah.
But y'all like what happened to Britt?
Mike Jones said it. They're sending it over, which it could be true, because the price of lead has gone up quite a bit since the thing going on over there.
The only thing I can say is this right here. I don't know if it's going to put you in trouble or not. And I'm going to try to beat around the bush.
Well, nothing you said. I was agreeing with you, Mike.
Well, yeah, what I'm fixing this.
Well, I'm answering a question.
Okay.
I didn't want him thinking I was mad at him or anything. No, it's just
for people like
the lead thing is that.
Yeah. For people like us, go buy you some tools to, to load up stuff with. If you have to, go to a place that does tires. Get all the weights that they fixing to throw away. That's
They
pure.
Don't throw them away. They haven't thrown them away in years.
No, but they got companies that have come in and buy what they don't use or can't use no more.
Yeah, they sell them.
Yeah.
They haven't thrown them away in years.
But if you go out and you talk to the people and everything like that and become friends with them, you may get enough to last you the rest of your life. Just go ahead and make up what you can. Me, I don't have enough sense to do that because it can be extremely dangerous.
Oh, they have.
I'll put it like that.
Machinery that does it for you.
Scale.
But
yeah, you've got scales to know how much liquid to put in stuff.
Yeah, the thing is that there's different grades of lead. You just don't stick any lead inside things.
Well, that's true. I mean, that's where instructions come in handy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's different grades of lead, and the stuff that's for the wheels, the weights.
You don't think I wouldn't try it?
Though, yeah, but you can't tell people to do that because it's dangerous, because it can do stuff to their their pews. That's dangerous.
Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Y'all work around it. Okay? Plain simple. Read the instructions. Find out what type of lead that is. Grace, really? If I only had the machine, I would take you up on that. And I can go to 2 places right now and get a couple of bucketfuls. That's all I would need. 2 paint can bucketfuls. What life? He could use big toenail clippings. Buy slingshots. Start practicing.
Oh yeah, I already have them slingshots.
You know, I mean, ammunition is eternal on them things. Hello, Lady D. I'm sorry I did not come back earlier and acknowledge you. But if you think you are a good hunter, try it with a slingshot. You won't be as good as what you think you are. Anybody can sight in their target with a scope or iron sights. Hell, I can.
Yeah. Donkey lady, whatever you want to call her.
Oh,
The scuba. Scuba.
yeah.
You know, her. She was
I was good with them in my younger days, Peanut.
she's on a hot seat right now because she was, you know,
Ours no.
ceremonies going on right now and about the day, and she's over there giggling when it's supposed to be quiet time, you know, that silence part, and she's over there giggling, and everybody didn't like that one at all.
You know, they got, I saw today, it was a 50 caliber hand cannon, but it was air, no gunpowder.
Mm-hmm.
And he was shooting metal targets. Them things were tinging left and right. And they even put some in a jail. It didn't go in far, but it went in far enough. It would do what it was supposed to do. So, but like I said, you know, and Trump said it right. They not coming after him. They coming after us. You know what? I just realized something. My mind goes left, right to left, up, down, back and forth all the time. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ADD.
And it was figured that today, the last few days, it's been nice and cool. Well, I wouldn't say cool, but then today it gets really hot. I figures I had to walking home. It got hot. Like why couldn't it done that yesterday when it was nice and cool out? Of course, I didn't go anywhere yesterday.
I ain't got no ice cream. This week, after today, starting tomorrow, on up till what is it? Monday, I think it is. Our temperature is supposed to be in the mid 80s. You know what? I can't wait for that. Chicken noodle girl. She said, yeah, I don't have ADD. I'm just old. I'm an old man with ADHD. Can you go that? Nut house, you don't have to agree.
You coming or not? Okay. Say hi.
Hello, kitty puss. He is so happy.
Oh
You
yeah.
can see him smiling.
He has bad habits sitting on my lap and then knocking over things on my desk so they fall on the floor. Yeah, anything that's on a table or something, that's just like, oh, cat has to go over there and knock it over.
Of course, that's their nature.
Yeah.
Chicken noodle. You know that was out of love, but anyway.
Yeah, that when I talked about the Golden Gate Bridge back in May because they had just finished that, I was like, that makes no sense at all.
Wait a minute.
I mean, the fact that
Good God.
you go in and spend that much money on nets instead of trying to solve the problem before that gets to that problem.
Man, that dude was low and fast as all get out. I mean, it wasn't no plane. That was a chopper.
Oh,
And it sounded like a damn Chinook, as heavy as it sounded.
yeah, I don't have plants in here. My plants are locked in a room so the cats don't get to them. I have one that
Mm.
will undig every plant I have if he got in there.
Really? Now?
Oh yeah, he gets in there. If he gets in there, he goes crazy, and the dirt digs in there and tries to get to the bottom of the pot. I don't know why, but and then there goes my plants because I had planted some before, some tomatoes, and they were come up so good, and I go in there and there's no dirt. It's all on the floor. Plants are down there.
Mm. What got me is we used to have a cat. Every year we put up a Christmas tree.
Oh,
He would get in, and we was buying the mobile home. Okay. So I thought I come up with a good plan. I went and bought me some chicken wire. Pissed the wife off. I stapled one end to the ceiling, and then I stapled the other end to the floor. Somewhere in the midst, I did not put a staple in the fence, and the cat got up under it, still got in that tree. That was the loudest racket I think I have ever heard a cat make trying to get out of that chicken wire. And yes, I took it down. And then I took the chicken wire down.
yeah, we do. I mean, there are a couple couple cats that, you know, mess with the tree, if especially if something's dangling, but usually they'll get up inside there and climb and then stick their head out and like, hi, one of
Yep.
those things, and then
And,
get the little icicle things all stuck on them, and they run through the house. Meow, meow.
well, you know, you was talking about that commercial where that little boy was playing with the outlet, and the mother kept saying, "Honey, don't do that," and Daddy said, "No, no, 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 leave him alone, leave him alone."
Yeah,
We had a cat that always bit into the lights. And I was like that guy. The wife would chase the cat away, and as soon as she sat down, the cat would be back. I watched the cat, and I didn't say a word. And all of a sudden, that cat jumped up, his hair stood up, and he finally got that wire out of his mouth. And that cat never did go back over there and bite on no more wires.
yeah. They had a now. See, there's a difference. There is they put this electric fence around for the goats,
Breaks.
and they would go up to it. Well, some of them would go up to it and stick their nose on it, and then wee, you go off like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the bad thing is the guy would hold up snacks on the other side for them to go over. That I didn't agree with. That I didn't like that. But
No.
the other bit was them learning. But when you're forcing to learn on them, then I didn't agree with that.
The only thing I got to say is electric wire. Most of it has got brakes in it. It'll zap, then stop, zap, then stop. That is to where if something,
They get stuck in it, doesn't kill them.
exactly. Now, whoever come up with that, you know, I praise them. I really do. But
Yeah,
what I used to
there was
love,
a guy who um, didn't like his dog barking when people were walking by in the yard or something. So he got one of them collars that shocked him whenever he barked. Well, his wife had the same idea.
uh-oh.
So every time he would scream and holler, he got a shock. And it was in his favorite chair.
Oh, no.
So he's in there watching the football game. Ah! And he jumped up out of there. What the hell was that? And he says, well, now you know how the dog feels.
Well, see, what I used to love to do is me and my brother would get close to electric fence. I'd grab him, then grab the electric fence. I wouldn't get shocked till he pulled away from me. And there I am laughing still off.
Yeah,
And
old grandpa did that. He was tricking
yeah.
granddaughter. He said, hold my hand, hold my hand. Okay, and he grabs the fence. Ah! She jumps and he got me.
Well, see, my daughter has got at that time had two youngins. Okay, and the youngest one, oh hell, he ain't scared of nothing, not really. And they moved out in the country, and their backyard, they had a fence put up for cows, and it was electric wires. My youngest grandson would get his brother over there and grab him, then touch that wire. And he done that one day when I was over there, and I got to laughing my tail off. My wife said, "What's so funny?" I said, "That right there is me and my brother, because I used to do my brother the same way." My daughter looked at me and said, "You're mean." I said, "No, not really." I said, "It teaches them, you know, be careful."
Don't trust grandpa.
Yeah, my dog never would come close to me when I was at that fence either.
Oh boy.
You know, that's a crying shame what we used to do when we was youngins. But if we was to do it now, it would put us on our tail.
Oh yeah.
Them caught picking fences now's got more juice to them than what they used to have.
Yeah, them solar ones are wicked because they got the 12-volt batteries in them. That 12
Really?
12 volt. You don't think 12 volts is that much until you get hit with it.
I was jumping the truck off a few years ago. Matter of fact, it ain't been too long. I got out of the hospital. I had a 360. I don't know how in the world it happened, but one of the battery cables come undone and clamped onto my arm. There it is. I'm getting shocked, and at the same time, I'm turning the truck over trying to get it to fire up. I stopped and I said, "This shit ain't right. What's wrong?" And I finally figured it out. But how that cable jumped on my arm, I have no idea. But boy, let me tell you, it hurt.
Yeah, I had we'll put it this way. Uh, One of my kids' ex-boyfriend uh, didn't care for him too much. So I said, I was working on my lawnmower, told him to
Oh
hold
no,
on to this wire and let me know if you see a spark coming out of it.
my daddy used to do
Wing!
this.
Ah! Does it got a spark? Yes, yes.
A lawnmower plug has got more kick to it than a damn car does, and the car don't play either.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember wrapping tinfoil around the coil wire?
Oh yeah.
Do you know there's a lot of people that is so gullible if you tell them to reach over there and tighten that tinfoil up, they'll do it.
Yeah. I remember. You still kind of do some stuff like. Remember when you're in a pinch and your fuses in your car went out.
Uh-oh.
You use
Yeah.
gum wrappers and stuff and wrap the fuse in there and put it back in there.
I always went in there and
Don't do
got
that, by the way, because
some
it's not
tin.
good. There's usually a
No,
reason why
not
you
really.
blow a fuse.
But if you blow a fuse at nighttime and your lights go out,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say do that. But as soon as you get home, take it out and have it fixed.
Yeah. Nowadays you got them weird ones that you can't do that with.
No.
And it gets worse. They used to be so big, their fuses. Now they're so tiny that a normal person can't get their fingers in there to pull out the fuse. You need a little device to pull it out for it.
Yeah, they're called needle nose pliers.
No, you
My-
you can't use. Well, you're not supposed to because it's metal.
right.
Because but they actually have a thing that pulls them out now.
Yeah. Mine used to be called needle nose. I kept a pair of needle nose in the vehicle along with a thing of tinfoil. You know, but and
I can imagine them things are so small now. It used to be you didn't care. You could just use your thumb and plop them in there, but they're
mhm.
so small now. It's like unless you got little bitty fingers and stuff, it's harder than heck to get them things in there or get them out.
Now we got a show down here. I don't know if you got it up there. It's called John Boy and Billy Show. And I know for a fact Watt has heard them. They have once a week stupid stories on there. And when I was working driving the truck, they was talking about two hunters went out and done some hunting, and they was coming back home. The heater on their pickup truck went out. And I'm talking like, what, 10, 12 degrees. That's pretty damn cold. All right. So one of them got the bright idea to put a 22 in the fuse box.
Oh yeah.
Well, on the way home, it discharged. The driver had to end up going to the hospital. Well, see, that ain't the bad part. The bad part was it shot him in the groin.
Oh.
And I bet you anything till this day, he has never done that again. John Boy and Billy. Yeah. See?
I'm trying to remember. Oh, I seen this guy. I watched these ones where they're fixing these air conditioners, and there's a condenser in there, and you're supposed to discharge it before you mess with it, even if it doesn't have power. You're supposed to discharge it, and I figured that's what this guy was going to do. He goes in there, reaches in there, and pulls the wires off of there, and flew like 6 feet behind the AC because he didn't discharge it.
He's lucky.
That thing held in that much electricity that threw him backwards. And that's good things to learn. I bet you he learned a good lesson there. More than likely, he got somebody else to do the job because he wasn't going to touch anything in there. But usually that's the thing that goes bad. And there's for an air conditioner, there's usually one of them for the compressor and one of them for the fan. And they both have to be discharged.
Well, now, I was sitting over at a friend's house, and this is just when flat screen TV started coming out. Okay. So he had the older version, the console, and it went out.
The projector or plasma?
The TV. And he was sitting there talking about it. He said, now he knows why people tell you not to mess with TVs. He had unplugged it.
Yeah.
And as he was back his hand out, he had touched a condenser or coil or something. He said, next night, he said, hey, remember going and falling over.
You remember the tubes, don't you?
He said, Yeah, I remember the tubes. I wish I
Yeah.
still had a TV like that now.
Yeah, those things are
But
expensive too. If you try to replace the tubes in those.
do you remember walking into stores and they had a tube tester
Yeah,
in the
the
stores?
Radio Shack.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just Radio Shack. It was like hardware stores or whatever.
I always went to Radio Shack. I don't know if they had it anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But
They
there were
We will make America great again.
really
Doc
good.
B, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. If you're here. um, there was this dump where they dumped all these TVs. And
Oh,
this was down McConnellsville area where I lived before. And me and this other guy, to make money on the side, we would go down there and pull out all the tubes and stuff. Well, he was after the big copper bars and stuff because some of the old TVs had copper bars on them.
yeah.
Um, and I was after the tubes, and he said, "That's you ain't gonna get nothing off that." And I said, I will." And I end up selling some of those $300-400 each for the tubes.
Mm-hmm.
And the next week we went back down because we one day we would go ginseng hunting. The next week we would go frog gigging, or the next day we'd go frog gigging. We had like a schedule of stuff that we'd do all week, and we would that next week we went into that dump where the TVs and stuff were. He was getting the tubes too. He said, "Oh well, I'm getting that." And these were all real old TVs that were dumped from a repair shop a long time ago, and we went down there and just had at them because it never got cleaned up or anything. The people who did it got fined and everything, and they just left it there.
Huh. Well, I know that ginseng hunting can be really dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Be
Well,
careful.
the thing is, the guy, my friend that was down there, he grew up in the area and he knew everybody. He knew where everything was at, and he knew the where we would take it, because there are multiple places you don't take your roots
Right.
because they'll rip you off. Their scales are not accurate, and they test for moisture and all kinds of weird stuff. But we would go ginseng hunting, and depending on how much we needed money, if we really needed money, we would make what we called redneck dehydrator, which was a box with a old-fashioned light bulb that they don't allow you to have anymore, and it was wrapped in tinfoil, and we'd lay the roots like a dehydrator in this thing and turn it on and keep an eye on it because you didn't want to burn your roots. But we used to make $500-600 a week just for ginseng in the season.
Yeah.
Yellow root, we would make probably about $200 a week, because that was the next day we would go root hunting, or yellow root hunting, which was something that they make aspirin and stuff with. But
Well, now me,
we were always into
way,
something making money.
yeah. Now, the way I made money as a kid coming up was a gallon gas can and a push lawnmower. And
Well,
I
your
mean,
mower had a motor on it.
hell yeah. That's when they first started coming out. You know, I have had a lawnmower like that.
Yeah.
I gave it away.
Yeah. Well, this is when we were a little
But
bit older. We used to
I think,
sell deer meat, and I'm not
ooh,
going into any more with that story, but yeah.
don't. Well,
Um,
see, I think I was 11 years old when I started mowing yards. And my most expensive yard I mowed back then, I got paid $20 for it. Okay. Everything else was $5 and $10, you
yeah.
know. And really, the $5 back then, that was a lot of money, you know. Uh, yeah, I mean, that's how I made money.
Oh yeah. I remember sweeping um, parking lots for $5. And this was in Boise, outside of Boise, Idaho. I don't remember the town, but
Yeah.
and he just gave me money because you know that was a nice thing to do, I guess. But he would always have me sweep his his gas station. I'd go out there and sweep the whole thing. He'd give me the push broom and everything, and I was the happiest little boy because I got $5, and it lasted me about 5 minutes.
Yeah, bubble gum. Oh,
Oh, I got so much candy and
uh-huh.
pop.
Well, now, when summer was over with, no more yard mowing. I
Uh,
delivered papers. I was a
hmm.
paper boy. I done that. I hated it, especially time to collect.
I would have to say ginseng, but I love the mushrooms though. and and there's depending. I would actually, and it's weird. I would actually take a very sharp knife and cut them off because chances are you can get another mushroom growing off of that. Because I see people going up there and just pulling them out of the ground and then breaking off the root part and throwing it on the ground.
Hmm.
Um, we also used to, whatever ones we harvested, we would clean them off, and that water we would actually pour it into certain spots. That way, the spores and stuff would grow from that spot because you can actually just from cleaning the mushrooms, um, put putting the water in a certain spot, they can grow from that spot.
Well, Nut House, you be careful. He's going for a walk. And if he lives in California, you better uh, be walking inside of a tank.
Bye, Peanut. Ugh. Yeah, I had my walk today. I'm done.
You done for the week.
Yeah, same thing with ginseng too. Uh, there are some that you, and this all depends on um, your area too, and who comes in your area. Like for ginseng, they have a little berry on them, and that's how they get transported. A bird will eat it and poop it somewhere, and then you got ginseng growing there.
Well,
But there
see,
are some, if it's a real young plant, we usually left it alone, and you can tell just how big it is and how big the stalk is and stuff. Because if you dig that root up and it has berries on it, you plant the berries in that same spot.
Well, how long does it take for the ginseng from the time you, let's say, plant the berries before you can harvest it?
Well, you want the biggest possible ginseng, the more the better. So you want freshly planted. You want it to be there for at least 3 years
Okay,
before you harvest,
I got you.
because you don't. I mean, there are people that go out there and they'll just. It doesn't matter. They just try to get everything they can and they'll wipe out the whole area. Um, there are people that go out there, and if it's a very small plant, they leave it because they know next year or the year after that thing's going to be huge and they can make more money off of the bigger one. And then the plant will reproduce little ones every year
Now,
from the seeds.
is it true that people are starting to, let's say, grow ginseng in gardens and stuff like that?
I've heard of people trying. It never works out.
Okay, okay. Because I know,
Once they get the fertilizer in there and stuff, they start, like the food now, and they pesticides. That stuff grows out in the woods better than it does in a garden.
okay, okay. I wish I had some good apples to can,
Yeah,
but shit, they ain't nobody
yeah. I
worth.
won't buy them at a store to can.
I've got a pear tree right down the road from me. I've done talked to the lady who owns it, and she's told me I can come down there and pick them, and I had forgot all about it.
Yeah.
But it has been so many years since I've ate home canned pear preserves.
Oh, that's good stuff.
My
There's an apple tree that um, is in front of a business, and it's hanging over the road, and you can see where all the apples have fallen in the road, and people run them over, and there's a actual stain there. I asked a few years ago if I could go pick the apples from the tree. That way they won't fall in the road and be ruined. I said, I'm just going to can them up for applesauce or something. They said,
Yeah,
no. They said, no.
they said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all that apples fall on the road, get squished, and there's a permanent stain right there all year from apples.
See, that right there to me don't make a lick of sense.
Yeah.
You know, if it's going to good, go ahead. You know,
Well,
use it.
even if it was, even if it was, I was just picking them and throwing them in the trash. That would be better than, that. It,
Uh, what I think if every city was to plant a fruit tree on each block, there wouldn't be as many starving people as there are now.
eh, there would, there's, there would be
I
a
said
lot
as
of
many.
rotten, rotten fruit on the ground and roads and sidewalks because people are
Well,
too lazy to get out there and do anything with it.
and the property owners would say, no, you can't pick it.
Well, in Phoenix, there's lemon trees and orange trees and stuff all over the place. There are so many of that just lay on the ground, lay in the street and sidewalk, or get
Really?
picked up and thrown that um, uh, a lot of them will have them or make them have them removed if they're in to where they can fall on the sidewalks and the roads?
I would look. A lot of people will understand what I'm talking about. And some people will have no idea what I'm talking about. You give me a choice of go picking my fruit off of the tree or buying it at a store, even a farmer's market. I would choose go pick it off the tree every cotton picking time.
Oh, yeah.
Because nothing tastes. Okay, let's say an orange. Nothing tastes no better than a fresh picked orange from that tree than it does if you was to go to a store and buy it.
Oh, yeah. Because, well, there's a difference between because I've picked oranges from trees that are meant for orange juice and stores and stuff. And I've had trees just growing wild in the backyard. Those trees are so much better than the ones that are commercialized.
Well, now, when I was younger, we went to Daytona, family vacation. It was, my parents and my brother. We went down there and we stayed about a week. While we was down there, the day we were supposed to come back, we hit an orchard down there. And Daddy ended up buying about 4, maybe 5 cases of oranges. The time we got home, there was damn near a whole case of oranges gone. And even till this day, if I get started on oranges, I won't quit until I done ate the last one.
Yeah, chicken little girl. I rented a house up there. It was, I think it was close to Dunlap. I can't remember, Glendale or Dunlap. It had a lemon tree, an orange tree, a grapefruit tree, and a pomegranate tree in the backyard. Oh, oh man. That's one place I missed leaving that place because it was fresh orange juice in the morning.
Yeah.
And all I drank was lemonade and pomegranates. Oh, and you see pomegranates in the city. Well, back then, I don't know now, but my girlfriend, when I lived there, I'd pick her up, and there was pomegranate trees at the apartments, in the front of the apartments, and I would always reach out there and grab a couple. And most people never even bothered looking at the tree, thinking, "Oh, there's food there."
We used to live in the city, and the guy in front of me had a chestnut tree, and I found that tree by accident. But man, oh my God, I would go over there with a grocery bag, and back then it was the paper bags, the big paper bags you get from a grocery store. I'd fill at least a couple of them up, crack them out of the shells and drop them in there. But the way I found this tree, I was running barefoot. And trust me, when you step on one of them, I don't care how hard you running, you make a dead damn stop. And my mistake was I fell to the ground. My butt, my legs, my back, and my hands all had them in there. It brought tears to my eyes. I think I was about 12, 13 years old. But after I realized what it was and everything, I begged him every year to let me have some. And He would. And me and him, we got to be pretty good friends because he always took me fishing, everything, you know. And he had a 68 Camaro. We'd go fishing in. He'd load it up and off we go.
I remember roasted chestnuts is really good.
I don't think, I cannot recall having roasted chestnuts. Now, I recall having roasted, you know, the raw peanuts, you know,
boiled peanuts.
yes, boiled peanuts.
Yeah, people up here don't know what that is.
Are you for real?
Yeah. Ooh, what do you boil peanuts for?
Look, I'm going to tell y'all a little secret. For those who has never boiled peanuts, get you a stock pot. Fill that thing slam full. Put you a half a cup of salt in it. Now, I ain't talking about no little stock pot. I'm talking about a huge one. Okay? Do not keep adding salt to it under no circumstances. Because first time I did, that's what I done. I never could taste the salt in it. I got pissed off at it and said, forget it. I turned the burner off and went to bed. I woke up the next morning and I said, I got to try one of these things. I cracked one open, put a couple of those peanuts in my mouth. I spit them out. They were so damn salty. It wasn't funny. As it cools off.
And you got to make sure it's shells too.
Yeah. The peanuts draw the salt up out of it. And from there on out, I only added, I'm going to say a half a cup of salt.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to do it. Yep. Make them spicy. Not spicy, but just enough to where you taste a bit. Yeah. I've had them with like in Louisiana and Mississippi. You can get them there. They got the Cajun. It's with the almost like the Cajun boils that they have. They put the same stuff in there. Yeah, right there. Oh, those are so good.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go buy me a couple of pounds of peanuts. A couple of pounds don't sound like much.
Oh no.
Go get about 2 pounds of peanuts and tell me how big that bag is. And pretty damn good size. Cajun spice. Damn, that does sound good.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Now, do you also add salt to it, or just put the Cajun spice in there without no salt?
Well, you need some salt.
Okay.
It would still be bland, I think.
So it ain't gonna be what you call fire breathing hot.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, the Cajun is really not
hot.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's spicy. Of course,
it does add a flavor to it.
Yeah, I think.
Well, see,
Cajun isn't really spicy. I don't think. Some people might think it is, but I don't.
I don't know if you got a Biscuitville up there or not, where you at. But if you've ever ate spicy fries from, I think it's Biscuitville. No, Bojangles.
Yeah.
Okay. They do have a little bit of a kick to it, which ain't bad. You know, anybody can eat it. I got the bright idea one day. I went to Dollar General and bought some Cajun spice. I put them in my French fries as I was frying them. The exact same taste as Bojangles has got. And
like the Tony stuff. I can't remember the last name of it, but it's a can of Cajun seasoning.
Oh,
Everybody thinks that's spicy. I can just pour it in my hand and just lick it. It's good.
you know what? Hang on for a minute. I think I got what you.
I well, I had bought 2 cases from Dollar Tree before they went up to $1.25 tree. I still have a bunch of them in there because that a lot of people forget about spices for their preps. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I love that stuff. I can put that stuff on everything. I have to be careful because some don't like the spicy stuff. But yeah, if you can get that stuff for $1 a can, oh yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'm all over that stuff. That way, if I don't have salt and pepper or something, I can just put that on there and I'm good to go. If you you rub down a rabbit with that stuff and let it set and then grill it or smoke it, ooh, that's good stuff. See, well, I'll actually put Cajun on there. What? Oh man, that's well. There are some, and I do say there are a spicy. There's a spicy jerk, and I think it's almost like it's a brown or greenish brown. That stuff is really really spicy.
Now that right there is pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay, I ain't gonna
that's not the
say
same thing. That Old Bay
no, no, no,
is not that spicy.
no.
Yeah,
This
that's it right
is
there.
pretty good also.
Yeah.
Now, when we was at the beach about a week or so ago, my son-in-law cooked up some shrimp, some of the best shrimp I ever tasted. He told me what he used, so I went to the store and I bought some. And yes, I got it from Walmart. And I put some on my pork chops tonight. It's
Step.
Cajun two-step.
Oh, I don't see the
Cajun
two.
two-step. Right there.
Oh, is that the two? Okay.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I can see it now. Yeah, it's
okay.
I was looking for the two,
Now,
a number 2.
right there, it says fire. Trust me, it is not fire breathing dragon
Oh,
hot,
okay.
but it does. I mean, it's got different taste. It's not a, let's say, bad kick to it. Okay, you can put that on your eggs and eat it, and it tastes good.
Oh yeah, that's
And
that
I put
Tony's.
that on.
I put it on everything.
I mean, you know, it's.
There's a question
I'm
for you,
trying to
Jeff.
figure out. Uh,
Pop Suttons.
Wait a minute. No, but I got my own. Pop Sutton was the man. Now, wait a minute. Was that? No, that ain't Pop Sutton I'm thinking about. The Moonshiner.
Oh
What was
yeah,
his name?
corn on the cob too.
Oh, God, yes. I love grilled corn on the cob. I cannot do it. I have tried and tried. I cannot do corn
Oh, Mexican
on the
street
grill.
corn. Oh, good stuff.
To
I can
my knowledge,
sit there and eat that stuff. Probably 10 ears
to
of
my
corn.
knowledge, I've never had that.
Oh man.
Where?
Well, there are some people that make it that it's not authentic, and it's glamorized grilled corn, I would call it.
Where? I mean, is it even though it's Mexican
Yeah,
street?
it's Mexican.
So
It's
you go
street
to
corn.
the restaurant and they got it.
Oh, I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
It's street corn. You get it off of. You'll see somebody on the side of the road grilling it right there. That's the best way to get it. Just like I'm sure Chicken Little Girl knows. You'll see an old guy or an old woman pushing a little cart around selling tamales.
Okay.
Those are the best tamales. You won't get that in a restaurant. These tamales are so much better than. That's one thing I miss about Phoenix is being able to pick up a bunch of tamales off the side of the road.
Well, see, me, I'm game for trying food like that. My wife ain't. And 99.99% of the time when I see something like that, my wife's with me. Cream cheese and jalapenos. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's almost as good as a jalapeno popper.
Well, it's that time, guys. It's I'm gonna send everybody. Make sure you head over and I'm gonna drop a link real quick. Head over to Vineyard Chicks. I think they got a nice concert going on tonight. That's where I'll be headed.
We will make
Oh.
And if my wife was up, she'd already be in there.
But thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We will see you. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have anybody this Wednesday or not. If I don't, I might just have just a little pop up live.
I'll do the 70s quiz.
Well, that's on Fridays, but I got in some big trouble for the music I played last week.
Really?
Yeah, I got 14 copyright strikes. So I have to watch what I put on there now. Evidently, I got most of them removed because I muted the clips and everything, but I didn't think it was that bad. But
don't forget to thank the mods up in here tonight.
Yeah, thank you, mods, for keeping the channel nice and clean and sparkly.
Hey, wait a minute. You missing that one that washes your windows and keep it sparkle free.
We'll catch you over at Vineyard Chicks. Make sure you drop in and say hey.
Have a good one.
If I can